The Powerball lottery is about to change. It is going global. This is a really huge change. It is jumping the pond. It is going to soon be available, pending approval, in the UK. It's the biggest change to the Powerball in decades. But what happens if someone in the US and someone in the UK win the jackpot? We're going to cover that in this video. Here's where it gets interesting. This is the first time ever that a non-US country is joining the Powerball. As of the recording of this video, it's still pending approval from the UK Gambling Commission, but if all goes ahead as planned, the Powerball will be available in the UK beginning sometime this coming summer of 2026. That means players in the United Kingdom will be able to buy tickets for this game, which is one of the most popular games on earth. Now, it's important to note that the single biggest lottery jackpot that was ever won thus far has been $2.04 billion, won in California in 2022. And oftentimes we see these jackpots getting into the billion-dollar range. It doesn't take long once you see it exceed 500 million to get into the billion range. So what is going to happen when you add the UK into a potential pool of people that are playing this game? I mean, potentially there's going to be more ticket sales, which means higher jackpots quicker. Is that what's going to happen? Which I think is extremely exciting. So theoretically, this may change everything in terms of the jackpot sizes, because right now, every once in a while, we see $1 billion jackpot. Are we going to see them more often? That's a question that I have that I think is very, very interesting. But whether you're playing the Powerball in the United States or potentially in the UK come this summer, what does this actually mean for you? Well, let's look at the odds for a moment, because the odds of winning the Powerball are a staggering 1 in 292 million. Now, I don't necessarily listen to the odds. I won the Powerball myself in 1999. I am a Powerball jackpot winner. I meet and interview other people that have won the Powerball and Euro Millions and Mega Millions and all kinds of games around the world. I do this fairly often. But for this particular game, Powerball, it's 1 in 292 million. And I know some people out there are thinking, well, the odds are going to be worse if you expand it into the UK. The odds of winning are just going to be worse because you have all these other people. But the truth is, the odds are going to be exactly the same. Let's just put this into perspective for just a moment, because every time the jackpot gets to be around the billion mark, tons of more people play the lottery. I often see lines at different stores selling tickets. You see on the billboard, it gets more media attention. It just becomes incredibly popular when the jackpot gets to that level. But just because more people are playing, the odds of the game do not change. So even adding the UK into the Powerball, the odds are still 1 in 292 million. So it's the same odds, but a real important question that I think we should ask is what's going to happen then if two people win the jackpot? If there's a ticket in the UK, for example, and a ticket in the United States, whether that's California or New York or Iowa or another place, when someone wins the Powerball jackpot in the USA and theoretically also in the UK, then what happens? The prize will be split evenly amongst the two winners. So the jackpot will be split evenly. But there's a couple other big differences happening. If you happen to win the jackpot and you are in the USA right now, you have what's called the annuity option, which is 30 annual payments paid out over something like 29 years. So it increases a little over time, and you have these payments that are annual, and it continues to come in for 30 payments. That's what's called the annuity option. Or you could take the lump sum, which is right around half, not exactly half, right away before taxes. And many lottery winners, after speaking with financial advisors, do this. Even though they're getting less money up front, they can oftentimes make more money on interest. So that's what a lot of people do when they win major prizes. But in the UK, that option is not available. If and when someone wins the Powerball jackpot in the UK, they will have to take the annuity option. They haven't exactly said why this is, or maybe there will be an announcement on it, or maybe it has to do with how they handle payouts in their system. But it is interesting. But I did speak with a financial advisor once who swore by the annuity option, and I know for some people, that's what they choose. I've interviewed people that have chosen that option. So it's still incredibly life-changing, potentially, and some people swear by it. But a better question is, when you really look at the numbers, when you receive the money, what will you actually be getting? Because in the UK, if you win the lottery, you get what you win. It isn't taxed afterwards, which is different than the USA, where there are extremely high federal taxes, and then state taxes vary depending on the state. Some states have zero tax, some states have really high taxes. So if you win the lottery jackpot in the UK, how is that going to be taxed? They haven't actually announced all of that quite yet, so we'll just have to wait and see. But it is extremely interesting because it is one of the biggest changes to one of the most popular lottery games in the world. And let's take a look at ticket prices real quick, because they are $2 each for a single ticket. Just one draw in the Powerball currently in the United States is $2. But in the UK, it's said that it's going to be around £4 for a single ticket. That equates to right around $5. And the jackpot that we see that's advertised, the sticker prize, if you see it on a billboard or you see it on the screen, the jackpot is $1 billion. Well, the advertised jackpot amount might be different from the USA and the UK as well. So just because it's $1 billion jackpot in the USA, it might not necessarily say that in the UK. We're going to have to keep an eye on that for a couple of reasons, including the conversion rates. But the bottom line is, it's the same jackpot. So players in the UK are literally playing for the same drawing as people in the USA. And if you happen to win this prize, or even a smaller prize, or any prize, and you want to be considered for this podcast, just email my team. The email address is on the About page of this YouTube channel. We can keep you anonymous as well if you wish. And how are anonymity rules going to work is a very good question, because in the United States, it varies. The rules vary by the state in which you purchase the ticket. But in the UK, all lottery winners have the option of claiming it anonymously if they wish. But it's important to note that the Powerball itself, with this expansion, they have not addressed publicly how they're going to handle anonymity. We don't have confirmation yet on that, how that's going to be covered. But historically, we do know that in the UK, lottery winners at the moment are able to claim prizes privately. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about the Powerball potentially expanding into the UK this coming summer? Comment below this video. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and enable all notifications. But thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support. If someone watching or listening to this were to win, say, 500 million or $1 billion tomorrow, what's the first thing they should do?
There's a big difference between a claim and a plan. Lost and stolen tickets are a big thing. Protect your tickets, put them in a safe place, put a plan together, and then go make your claim. It's the stuff movies are made out of.